Who are you?
Why are you here?
I got this invitation. What
I got this
here?
invitation too.
I see everyone has received my invitations. Please have a seat.
Are you Thoreau?
Yes, I am. Who would you be?
I'm Huck Finn, and I live on the Mississippi River, and my favorite things to do are go adventuring and go on boats, and I like being out in nature. And my best friend is Tom Sawyer, and I really like food.
Who are you?
It's just such an honor to be here. It's nice to be invited somewhere for once. I'm Hester Prynne.
Nice to meet you, Hester.
Nice to meet you. I live in a Puritan society. Well, I lived in a Puritan society before I got shunned for having an illegitimate child. I am a little disappointed that she wasn't invited today, but I do have to say it's nice not to be under the shadow of her.
I'm Henry David Thoreau, and I've invited you here today to talk about a very special topic. First of all, I'd like to point out that I don't own this land, but I've made my home here. I'm an author of many books, including Walden, and an advocate for many causes, including transcendentalism. And that's why I've invited you guys here today. What do you know about it?
Transcendentalism? Isn't that like Satan's work? I mean, I couldn't possibly get behind something that's so against God's natural plans for humans.
I just don't want to go to church, sir.
We can talk about it more after. Huck, stop stealing the food. So, let's talk some more about transcendentalism. So what it's based on is self-reliance, non-materialism, getting back to nature, and individualism. How do you guys feel about that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess. I don't really know what all the big words mean. Does it just mean that you hang out by yourself a bunch and you do stuff by yourself?
That can be one interpretation of it. It means that you don't depend on other people for things, and you don't be greedy, you don't own a lot of stuff. All I have is my small house out here in the woods. I built it myself and I grew all the food.
Well, one day when I grow up, I want to own a big houseboat and just go down the Mississippi River and I can just see everybody. And so if transcendentalism means that I can't own anything, then I don't want to be a part of it.
I don't know. It sounds kind of like sin. You shouldn't really rely just on yourself. Shouldn't you rely on God?
You can still see the beauty of God, or you can still see God and the beauty of nature. You're not completely separating yourself from God. You're not depending on other people to sustain yourself.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I kind of do that already. Ever since I've been shunned, I've had to rely more on myself than the society around me.
See, that's sort of what I'm talking about with self-sufficiency. You still have everything you need, but you don't need to depend on anyone else. You take care of your daughter Pearl, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I take care of her every day. And sometimes it's a hassle, but I do it without help from anyone else.
How do you feel about it, Huck?
I don't know. Does it mean you get to go on adventures? Do cool stuff and not have to go to school?
That can be one part of it. All the people in the world are good, but some of them have been corrupted. So what you need to do is you need to teach them how to be good again.
But that's really hard because sometimes people are really mean. Like they tried to take Jim and put him into slavery again. And they tried to steal our money. And so I don't know if it's even possible to teach all the people of the world how to be good again.
You can still try to.
But, I mean, society is important. It keeps humans from being any different from the animals around us. It's a necessary thing. Plus, I mean, how do you see God without society?
Well, how do you see him every day when you're living out with your daughter?
I mean, I see God in the face of my daughter and in everything he's provided around us.
So what you're saying is you're basically a transcendental. You don't need church to see God. You can see him in the beauty of his creation. If you look out in the morning at the dew on the grass, you can see how beautiful it is. Or you can look out at this lake.
I guess. I mean, I guess I already do that.
how is everybody feeling about transcendentalism?
I still want to be able to visit my Aunt Sally, and when I come back from being in the West, I don't want to have to go away from everybody for forever. So I don't think I like it very much.
You don't have to do that. You can still come back home sometimes. You just don't want to depend on them for everything.
I guess that's right.
How do you feel about it, Esther?
I don't know. I mean, I do have a daughter, Pearl, and she is my first priority.
You can, however, teach her about the ways of transcendentalism. Even though society may have rejected you guys, she can find comfort in nature.
Right, but I don't want her to grow up without any society at all. I mean, don't you think that she'll end up, I don't know, a heathen?
Not really. You can find guidance in nature and you still have your religion. You just don't have to depend on the church for everything. You can be more self-sufficient.
I guess we could try that.
You guys can just start with some aspects of transcendentalism. You can wake up and see the beauty in nature. You can try being more self-sufficient.
I mean, we kind of do that already.
See, we're all on the same page. What do you think, Huck?
Do I have to wash up before I eat dinner if I'm a transcendental?
Not necessarily.
Alright, then I can do it. Esther, do you want some more bread?
I'm good, thank you, though.
It's good bread.
So how do you think transcendentalism will look like in your life?
I mean, from what that guy's been talking about, I guess I sort of do it already, because I just hang out and I just like nature and I eat the stuff that I find and I have a fire and I fish for my own food and no one really tells me what to do, and I think that's pretty transcendentalism.
Yeah, I see your point. I think for me, it'll be taking a lot more walks, like I said earlier, and maybe letting my daughter have some more alone time, you know, to kind of figure out who she is with God and nature. I feel like one of the best ways that I can see God is through everything that He's given us.
I don't know much about that, ma'am, but that sounds like a real nice idea. So.
You can grow food more instead of having to go into the town. And that'll be a lot better because, you know, people in the town don't really like me.
That's really nice to talk to you, Miss Hester, but I'm just gonna go.
Oh,
Have a pretty good day, and maybe I'll see you. Bye.
okay, bye. Bye. See, my daughter was not conceived through marriage. Sorry, I can't. You should meet my daughter, Pearl.
Can I don't really want to. I think we should start the scene over.
I think we're really awkward.
Are you filming?
Yeah.
I'm Henry David Thoreau. I was into civil disobedience before it was cool. I got thrown in jail one time and I wouldn't let my friend bail me out.
What'd you just say?
They've accepted me as one of them.
If they run at you with their wings open, run away. We think you're gonna give them food.
Where's our bread?
It's back in the bag.
No turtles. Self-reliance. Self-reliance. Be transcendentals. I know you can.